And welcome everyone! So this is a very exciting video. I'm super excited to share this story with you all, but first, before we get started, we have a couple of things. Number one being a sponsor, so I'm going to throw it over to sponsorship Devyn. Thank you very much, Dev. Here we go. Thank you, Devyn. So today's sponsor is Premium Jane, and they sent me 2 products to try out. First up, this facial night cream. It has retinol, caviar oil, and collagen in it. I've been loving this. It's been helping a lot with my kind of coming out of winter skin. I get really dry skin, and I have been loving this at the nighttime. Just adds a good moisturizing level. I even put some on this morning just because I do have really dry skin. Wearing a night cream twice a day doesn't bother me. And I also love that it comes in a pump bottle so that you don't have to like stick your finger in one of those little containers. Personally, I have long nails, so it's always just kind of a mess when I have to do that. And they also sent these organic CBD gummies, which Andrew and I have been taking every day with our other supplements. I find that they really help me to get on like a regular sleep schedule, which also helps with my like stress levels and just overall mood. I'll have like anxiety flare-ups sometimes, and I have found that CBD really helps with that for me. So when I'm having like a rough day, I'll take 2, but normally I just take 1. So gummies are great, or they also sell topical lotions which you can use, or an oil, and I sometimes prefer that for like a specific pain. But they've got those. They have capsules if you're not a fan of the gummies. I am 5 years old, so I want my supplements to taste like candy, but you know, personal preference. These ones are strawberry. The bottle looks like. We've had a few of them, but been testing them out to make sure all is well. My phone just flew off my windowsill, so if you guys moved a little bit, that's why I was trying to adjust the lighting. And as more studies are being conducted, they're finding more and more things that CBD can be helpful with. Those are just a few of the things that I find that it helps me with. But Premium Jane has a great blog over on their page, which I will be linking down in the description. Here is the website that you can click on. It will be down in the description and a pinned comment. You can use the code Devyn for 20% off of your order as well. But I highly recommend going over to their page and checking out the blog posts, learning more about CBD and all of the benefits that come along with it. And then you can check out some of their products, see if anything's calling your name. Thank you so much, Premium Jane, for sponsoring this video, and let's hand it back over to other Dev. Alright, and thank you, Devyn. Now we are back. So now I would like to say thank you all so much for 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I cannot even believe that I'm saying that. It still hasn't fully sunk in. I hit it a couple days ago, and I woke up with messages on Instagram, people saying congratulations. So thank you to you who saw it before I did and notified me that it even happened, because I probably wouldn't have noticed when it did. I don't normally check every day, but I knew that I was getting close. So very exciting, super stoked. I'm just baffled. That's like a million times even what my town was for population. I grew up in a town of 270 people, and I just feel very grateful to have this platform to be able to talk to you all, to be able to share life, share interests, get inspired together, explore like our style and our self-expression through the outward ways that we do in fashion, makeup, and even in music as well. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this little community that we've made together. And to show my appreciation to you all, I wanted to do a little giveaway on here. So I think I'm going to do what I do for my friends whenever I want to give them a gift, where I make like a little gift bundle of some homemade goodies that I whip up. And I'm also going to throw in an Etsy gift card, so you can maybe get yourself some cool vintage items or something that you've had your eye on. But the rest I'm going to just kind of keep as a surprise secret. So if you'd like a little homemade love bundle from me, you can join this giveaway. All you have to do is be subscribed to me and comment below on this video, and you'll be in, like Flynn. And I plan on drawing the winner within 1 week from this video going up. So whenever that is, I'll flash that here. I'm gonna try to get this up ASAP, but yeah, thank you all so much. I just can't believe it. I really I cannot. Thank you. Thank you for being here. It really means so, so much. So, this video, I met Todd Rundgren. So I followed Todd Rundgren's Instagram and I saw that they were having a live virtual tour. So with those tour dates, I saw that he was in Chicago performing the entire time. And for most of the dates, it was just live stream, so people could buy a ticket for like $35, and he would go to different towns every night. Like he'd be in Portland and wherever, New York, I don't know what all the dates or locations were, but they were all shot in Chicago, and in the background he would have like different parts of the city up on this like projector screen and address that town as if he was there, but again, all from Chicago. Along with the live stream shows, he was putting on 3 socially distant shows for his last couple of days in town. They were also live streamed, so people could get tickets to them, but there were 19 tickets sold for people to attend in person, given that they had COVID tests, they were negative. They also tested us when we got there, so given that they also were still negative when they got there, and we had to remain socially distant, they gave us a mask that we had to wear when we were in there, which I think was smart for a number of reasons. But there were lots of precautions still being taken, which was very good and very smart. I feel like it was so creative of Todd to be able to figure out a way to continue doing some form of a live show with people being able to get vaccines and just knowing how we can kind of avoid any spreading. So genius job, Todd. Absolutely loved it. So I saw that he was having these concerts, these 3 that people could buy tickets for, and I was like, I really want to get there. So I decided to go into my closet and do what I do whenever I really need some money, and I decided to pick out the items that I felt were worthy of the sacrifice for this concert experience. Luckily, I sold all those clothes and got the money for the tickets and decided to just do it. So I went by myself. I had to buy my ticket online, and then like a day before the concert, they sent the address because they didn't want everybody who wasn't going to be attending just to know where Todd was going to be, I guess. They said for safety reasons, makes sense to me. We had to be tested at least 72 hours before going into the concert, which was really smart. I got tested twice before going in just to be doubly sure. And then when we got there, they tested us again, made sure we were good, and then gave us these masks, which were clear, really smart for a number of reasons. One, because I feel like then you know that these are going to be effective versus like, who knows, somebody might just have like the smallest piece of cloth over their face for their own mask. So they had these. So it was good for safety, as well as then you could see people's smiles, which I think is really smart, because personally if I was playing to an audience and they were all wearing masks and you couldn't see if they were like enjoying themselves or singing along or smiling, it would just be a little bit awkward. So this was a genius idea for him to do this. And I think these are really smart for anyone who's maybe hard of hearing or likes to see people's mouths when they speak. My grandpa, I know, uses lip reading to be able to understand what people are saying. This made me think of him and his situation, and I just know that this would be like a game changer. They also gave us these stickers when we got in. The guys at the front gave me a couple, which was really nice. So I put one on my mask, I have one in the back of my phone case, and then I have one in my car too, so we've just got Todd everywhere. So I went in to the concert and I was by myself, like I said. They had us like wait in this big gigantic room before checking everybody's COVID tests, remaining socially distant with the group that you're with, and it seemed like pretty much everybody there, besides a couple people, knew each other, which was really interesting to me. But as we were going in to get seated after they checked our tests, I was following behind this woman, and she turned around to me and she's like, "So where do you think the best seats are?" And I was like, "Well, at the front if possible." And she's like, "Well, I don't know if there's any in the front left," because we were kind of the last 2 to enter the room. So it was this gigantic room, and they had 3 different rows set up far apart from each other, the chairs all far apart from each other as well, which was very interesting to see. But we got in the second row. I ended up sitting close to the woman who turned around and asked me about the best seats because she was there alone as well. And we ended up just talking together before the concert started. She was super cool. She was telling me about other concerts she had went to, just fun life stories. She was really, really cool, and I was very happy to have met her when I did. The concert came on. Todd was amazing. It was so funny because Jane, she's the coolest woman. I am so sad that I didn't get any of her information because I want to keep in touch with her. She's like what I want to be as I get older. She was so adventurous and so funny and had the coolest stories, and she was telling me about how she got a little too stoned before the concert, and I was like, same, dude. But it was so funny because then when Todd came on, since we had just like had that conversation about weed, Todd comes on to the band comes onto the stage, and there's this giant podium that's kind of like lowering down, and Todd's standing on it, but it's not lit up in the spotlight or anything, so it's just like a silhouette, and this big podium's lowering into the stage. And Todd then steps into the spotlight, and what is he wearing? But he's wearing a two-piece suit, like a jacket and pants suit, that are covered in pot leaves. And so we both just looked at each other and burst out laughing because we were like, that is too perfect for this situation. And he played all the songs, he was rocking it, absolutely killed the entire concert, like full energy, dancing around, beautiful voice, played some guitar. They had the cutest backup dancers and singers up on this podium that was next to the podium that he lowered down on, and they had actually outfit changes, so they were wearing a couple cute outfits, but they were all very like 60s inspired, very go-go-esque. The band was actually really huge. They had like a guy doing saxophone, and he switched to the triangle sometimes, and he was like killing it on the triangle, like dancing around. He made it freaking work. And then there was another guy on guitar over there, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. I didn't end up taking a lot of photos because I was just living. And then I think the guitarist was over there as well. They had someone on a keyboard, they had another guy back there, the drums, obviously bass, but it was a pretty full band. The guys were all wearing these sparkly suits, which was really great, and I found out afterwards that one of the go-go dancers slash backup singer girls were Todd's wife, which I thought was so cute. I just love that so much. That's one of the things that I love so much about Alice Cooper's show too, is that his wife is still dancing with him for his tours. I just think that's so cute, a little rock couple. Love it. So they were adorable. The show was awesome. People were dancing like wild. Like, I don't know if it was just that crowd or it was the fact that people have been locked up inside for so long, but people were letting loose. I went to the bathroom during one song and came back, and I was just kind of like standing to the side because I didn't want to walk in front of anybody while the song was going on to get back to my seat. So I was kind of standing off to the side, and there had been other people who moved over to the side area and were kind of like dancing in their own little area. And I was just kind of like standing there, you know, like bobbing along, whatever, and this guy turns around to me and he's like getting down, and so then I of course have to get down with him, and so we're grooving, and then after the song ends he's like, thank you so much. I was like, no, thank you. He was awesome as well, that little brief encounter. But so the show was great, danced around, had an amazing time. It was so intimate, like you felt like you were just like one-on-one. It felt like they were looking into your soul at certain parts, which is cool and unnerving just because, you know, icon. But after the show had finished, then we were all kind of waltzing out, everybody's leaving. I waited with Jane outside for her to wait for her Uber, and we were kind of joking around about like looking for the band afterwards, and I was like, well, I kind of plan on it, but she had ordered her Uber already, so it seemed like she wasn't that serious. But her Uber arrived anyways, everybody pretty much had left, and I was just sitting in my car for a while, just kind of plotting my next move, what I was gonna do, because I planned on meeting Todd. And it was kind of in this weird area where the concert was, so there wasn't much else around. It was more of an industrial area of Chicago, not like buildings where people go into, like businesses. It was definitely like factories, that kind of thing. Lots of chain link barbed wire fences for, you know, obviously it's like a big business or something that people are trying not to, I don't know, have robbed or whatever. But so it was kind of like a weird area. Nobody was around walking around outside or anything, but I knew that the band was not going to be coming out of the front doors, so I decided to just take a little drive around the block and try and see if I could even see the back of the theater. And so I'm driving around, and like I said, it's a little sketchy. Nobody's around. It's Chicago. It's nighttime. It's like past midnight at this point, but I see the back of the theater as I'm driving around. I see the vans. I'm like, okay, that's the place where everybody's going to be coming out. So I thought either I'm going to just park my car along the side and wait in my car if nobody's out there, or, you know, whatever. But I pull around, and as I'm pulling around to the side, I see two other guys out there waiting, and they're probably close to my age, maybe a little bit older. But I pull over to the curb and roll down my window because I saw that they had guitars and they had records in their hands, and I was like, are you guys waiting for Todd? And they turned around, they were kind of shy, they were like, yeah, and I was like, well, I'm gonna wait with you guys. And so I like pulled my car over onto the curb and just parked it there because nobody is around. It didn't really matter, plus I was right next to it, so if I needed to move it, I could move it, but really nobody was around. No cars were driving down the roads or anything. And I just get out. I'm kind of standing over by where the other guys are, trying to make small talk. They weren't super talkative, which, you know, is fine, but just thought it might make the time pass. We didn't end up waiting out there very long at all anyways. First, the other band members came out in a van, and the guys had them sign some of their records. And then we waited a little bit longer, and we see Todd coming out of the theater, and he looks over at us, standing and waiting, and gets in the van, and then they drive over. Todd says hello, and the guys are like, would you mind signing something? And Todd says, of course not, I'd be happy to, you know, whatever. He was super nice, really funny too, like the whole concert, he's a funny guy. He was so cool. I just want to be his like friend now after seeing that, because he had a seriously good sense of humor. I let the guys go over to the van first because I was like, well, I'm gonna be the last impression with Todd for the evening, so I let them go first. He of course masks up, and of course we are also always masked as well, and he signs their records. Somebody's driving by with really loud music, so if you hear that, I'm sorry. I'm enjoying this nice warm weather with the windows open. But so he signs their records and the guitars. It was so funny when one of them was like, will you sign this guitar? He's like, well, does it work? And yeah, he signed the guitar anyways. But I go over to him, and I was like, so nervous, but I was like trying to hold it together, you know? And it was so nice because his wife and the other dancers in the car were like, I love your dress, I love your jacket. I was wearing this dress that my friend Ari gave to me. If you're watching this, Ari, shout out to you. It's this antique dress. I'll maybe put up like a little video because I took some videos and pictures that day. Got all snazzied up for Todd. And I actually was wearing this scarf too, which is from my mom. It's got a little bit of a tear in it here, but still works like a charm. So they were super sweet. They liked my dress. They complimented my outfit, which was really nice and kind of, you know, eased the nerves a little bit. But Todd's like, all right, so what am I signing here? And I was like, would you sign my purse? And he was like, oh, cool, a purse. Yeah, I'd love this. And I was like telling him how I love the show. And then Andrew actually met Todd when he was in college. Andrew, of course, was in college. Todd had like a residency at Columbia College here in Chicago, and Andrew would be able to tell you exactly why, but he was like helping teach a class or something, and they had to do kind of like a recital, not a recital, but they did a show where they played with Todd then, and Andrew did a dueling guitar solo on I Saw the Light with Todd. So I had to bring that up to him, of course. Yeah, I was like, my fiance had to tell, wanted me to tell you that he met you during your residency at Columbia. You guys played a dueling guitar solo together, and he's like, oh, cool, cool. So your fiance, so you guys married now, or how's that going? I was like, no, we're still engaged. He was like, and I told him the residency was in 2013, because that's when Andrew was in college. He's like, you guys are still engaged from 2013? I was like, no. I didn't know him then. I was like a junior in high school in 2013, so he's a little bit older than me. We just recently got engaged. He was just like, oh, well, I wish you good luck with your marriage and everything. Thanks for coming to the show. He was so sweet. But yeah, then I basically just like skipped away in absolute bliss and went to my car to have a total freak out. And I did. I made little videos so I could capture my energy, because it was just like, I felt like a bunch of little beads bouncing around inside of me is what it felt like, basically. I just met Todd Rundgren, and he signed my purse. I don't even have words right now. But in the best way, you know what I'm saying? So here's the purse. I don't know if I shared the story, but I had Ann Wilson actually sign a purse when I saw her a couple years ago. And that was because I didn't have anything for her to sign, and I wanted to wait backstage to meet her, but they were like, she's not coming out for whatever reason it was, which was understandable, you know, she's probably tired after having a whole show, but she was nice and she allowed the worker to take one thing from each person for her to sign. And I was like, well, I don't have anything. So I just grabbed my like money out of my purse and was like, will she sign the purse? And she did. She ended up signing the inside like this, which maybe, you know, I'll show you another day on like a purse tour thing. But I'm so excited. So now this is going to be my new thing anyways, is just having my purses be signed at any concert when I have the chance. And that was pretty much the entire story of getting to meet Todd Rundgren. He was a really nice guy. The concert was amazing. The music's beautiful. I feel like he's so underrated, and I really hope that this year he gets inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame. Oh my gosh. One of the guys before, when he was signing their things, he's like, maybe this year you'll get inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame. And I know that Todd's little, like, he's been very vocal about, like, it doesn't matter, you know, it's not like that big of a deal to him. And you know, fair enough, it's not that big of a deal, it's just an award. Like, the record sales and his fans speak for themselves. But I feel like he's so influential and he's just so underrated. So it makes me really sad. I really do hope that he gets inducted this year. So maybe you guys should all go vote for him to get inducted in the Rock Hall of Fame. I think that they're doing the voting now, so I'll do some research and leave that link down in the description for you all to maybe help out Todd, or in a pinned comment even. I might do that just so that it stands out a little bit more. So yeah, we should all go vote for Todd. Let's pull through for Todd this year, and let's get him in the Rock Hall of Fame, because even though it doesn't matter to him, it matters to me, and I think that he deserves it. So let's do this for Todd. But I feel very fortunate to be able to have seen him when I did, so it was very great that he was able to find out a way to do it safely and, you know, work with the times that we're all dealing with right now. It was definitely much safer than any grocery store that I've been in, or any, like, thrift stores that are open or anything. I feel like he did a really, really good job of not only putting on a great concert, but also keeping everybody safe and feeling safe as well. So congrats, Todd. Todd Rundgren, if you're out there, let's hook up, let's do like an interview, let's talk music, let's do something, because I love you. And that was my Todd experience. It was an amazing one. I still just get little butterflies even thinking about it. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Remember to comment below to enter in the giveaway. Also make sure you're subscribed, because that is also a requirement for that. I'm sending you all so much love. I I hope that you're having a fantastic April. It's April now. It's spring, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the sky is blue. If you only you could see what I'm seeing. But yeah, I love you all. I hope you're doing well. That's Dev signing out. Peace out. Lots of love.